This is a Glock 81 knife. It's over 35 years old without design change. I first bought one about 15 years ago. There's two variations of this knife. The 78 is a field knife, and the 81, which is what this is the survival knife. The only difference really is that the 81 has a spine. The numbering system is just the year that they were made and entered into production. The knives here are issued to various military units in Europe, including, of course, the Austrian Army. The blade is spring steel, not stainless, but is anti-corrosive, phosphate coated. It is 6.5 inches long, clip point, so good for stabbing, penetration, but it's not full tang. The tang goes a little shy of halfway through the handle. The handle is polymer, and Glock website says it comes in 3 color options: olive, sand, and black. I also saw on Amazon ones labeled as gray, dark earth, battlefield green. A plain steel handguard or cross guard is between the blade and the handle. Total length is 11 inches and weight is 7.3 ounces for the 78 and 7.1 ounces for the 81. And there's a metal socket covering the plastic butt cap. The sheath, as you've seen, is polymer and will fit a belt up to 2.4 inches wide. It's a great sheathing system that can be used with one hand and has positive retention. Drainage opening at the bottom, as well as a small loop near the bottom which allows some cordage to run through it to keep the sheath close to the leg or other purposes. Personally, I like the sheath, but there are others you can purchase. Glockstore.com has a Kydex one for $20 and looks pretty cool. There are also plenty of other custom designers out there. Just looking at these two, I added a little cordage on this one, which I think really is a good place to put it. Very simple design on there. And you can hear the positive retention in this. To open it, it's just a simple push and it comes right out. Both the same knife. Again, this one is very old. This one I just bought recently. You can see this one, zero use on it so far except cutting a little bit of cordage. Some of the things I've looked at in the past was to sort of figure out the history of these knives. And this is what I have. In the 1970s, Gaston Glock was a small-scale Austrian-based fabricator of polymer-based household products such as curtain rods. In 1976, Austrian Army saw a knife that would serve as a field knife and bayonet for the new Steyr AUG rifle. Mr. Glock made the knife that we have today. The main differences I saw is that it had a round rather than square Glock logo and had a removable round buttcap covering the bayonet mount and hold. There's still that buttcap right now, just looked a little bit different. His knife won the competition and was adopted in 1978. The knife was redesigned in 1981 for special forces that made it suitable for throwing and added the root saw. Online, I've looked and have seen many misconceptions, basically myths that are out there about the knife. The two common myths that I've seen is that the piece on the handguard here is a bottle opener. The other is that there's a secret storage compartment in the handle that's designed to make it into a spear. That's this butt cap. Both of these are wrong. This was made to be a bayonet. The bottle opener was designed to rest under the flash hider under the Austrian rifle, and that's why it's shaped like that. And the socket under the butt cap was the attachment piece to the rifle. The other thing I've heard is that on the 81 that you see in front of you, the root saw is really different things. One possibility goes back to the 1950s when teeth were added to the spines of the blades to allow troops to cut their way through the thin aluminum bodies of downed aircraft. I saw elsewhere that the belief is that it's a root saw so that when digging trenches it could cut the roots. Regardless, even though this is not a what you would call a beaver on meth wood cutting saw, it still functions okay. for very slight wood sawing or making sawdust for fire starting. Looking online, I've seen a couple alternatives to Glock Knife. Some were Chinese knockoffs on Amazon for about 20 bucks. Reviews were very mixed, but the common theme was that for the extra $10, get the Glock Knife. For different modifications you can make, as you see, you can attach some paracord on the outside. You can attach a lanyard to the handle of the knife, and this can be done either through drawing on the holes of the butt cap or just remove the butt cap completely. I personally don't like a lanyard on the handle since it can snag while on the belt. Also, as you see, the paracord looks cool, makes it easier to carry, and with modification like this, you can put in the middle here, you can attach things like a ferro rod or some other items. My thoughts is that this is an inexpensive but extremely tough and functional knife. It costs about $30 on Amazon. It's great for camping or in a bug out bag. I've used it for throwing into trees and hammering tent stakes. It's not designed really for bushcrafting. It's more of an all-purpose knife. For finer activities, you'd probably want to carry like a $15 Moro knife, and then you're good to go.